Let's talk the club. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk the club. Woo!
Hey everybody, it's Cutler here in the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler vlog, the Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club. It is another Tuesday. It's time for us to talk and chit chat for about 1800 seconds. And today, you all, I want to talk about So You Want to Be a Success. And I'll tell you where that comes from. But for those of you who are just stopping by my channel for the very first time, I just want to remind you that this channel is about inspiration. It's about motivation. It's about challenging ourselves to show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. It doesn't mean that today was a flop or a failure. It doesn't mean that we lost. It doesn't mean that we were not successful. It means we're just taking the time to see how can I improve myself? What nuggets can I take from today to catapult myself into a better position than I was today? In fact, when I think about today, it means I'm trying to be better today than I was yesterday. It doesn't mean yesterday was a flop or a failure, but it's about improvement. It's about becoming better. And I want to put this out there. Better doesn't happen 10 years later. It doesn't happen 5 years from now. It happens as soon as you think in your mind that I can be better. I can be better than this. I can be greater than this. I can rise above my current situations. You are better then. You are better when you think you are better. You are better when you want to become better. You are better when you just have the thoughts of, this is what better is going to look like in my life. So, there's enough negative channels out there for everybody, but this is not one of them. So thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in. Those of you who have been with me for the long haul, I can't say thank you enough. Thank you for inviting me in your homes, your living room, your car, your bedroom, wherever you are. I'm thankful. If you're walking, if you're jogging, if you're running, if you're exercising, I'm thankful that you've decided to spend these 1800 seconds for me. I don't want to just waste them all. I want to thank those of you who are jumping into the chats, all of the VIPs. Do me a favor, if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe. And after you subscribe, click on the notification bell. By the way, if you've been joining me for 2 or 3 times and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. Click the notification bell. It lets you know whenever I've gone live, whenever I have uploaded new content, all that kind of stuff. And then you can follow me on my respective social media platforms. Also, when you come into the chat room, do me a favor. Click on the thumbs up. The thumbs up says to YouTube, I kind of like what that guy's talking about over there, but it also encourages my heart. It says, Cutler, you're on the right track. You're saying something that's meaningful, something that's applicable to somebody's life. Let's talk about success and what it means to be successful. I was having a conversation, or rather I was just thinking about the fact that I heard lots of people say, I want to be a success. I want to be more successful. And I just had a thought earlier today. Don't let anybody define what success looks like for you. Success is quite subjective. You don't know what their story looks like. You don't know what their struggles look like. They don't know what yours look like. They don't know what your history looks like. Don't let anybody else define what success looks like for you. It's very subjective. A lot of times we see people and we think that they are a success. We think that he is a success or she is a success, but we don't know the story behind how they got to where they are. All right. So success is not necessarily determined by the square footage of your house. It's not necessarily determined by how much money you have in your bank account. It's not necessarily determined by how many degrees you have hanging on your wall. Do all of that. Get the biggest house you can, get as much money as you can, get as many degrees as you can. But that is not the sum total measure of success. Success is about how well you sleep when your head hits the pillow at night. Success is about how clear your conscience is at the end of the day. It's about how you maintain your ethics and your morality. That's what success is about. It's about how you climb to the top without stepping on others. Success is about the purity of your soul at the end of the day. Did you do the right thing by other people while reaping the seeds that you've sown? That is what success is about. And while you may take different courses and different classes about how to become successful, there's a very intangible, subjective part about it that people just don't necessarily talk about. Success is about, did I do right by the time that I've been given? Did I do right by the people that God allowed to come into my path? That's what success is all about. That's what it means when we say that people are rich. You're rich in experience. You're rich in life. You're rich in wisdom. You're rich in all of those things. All right. So don't lose sight of any of the other things that come along with it, because God knows I don't want I don't want any of us to think, oh, he doesn't want me to be rich. No, be rich. Have a big house, have a fancy car, have all of that stuff, have a staff of people waiting on you and working for you. But that by itself does not make you successful. Successful is a lot of things. Successfulness is measured, or success is measured in a lot of other things. So I want to talk for a few moments for these 1,800 seconds, and I've already given you all so many of them, but I want to talk about Cutler, then how do I become successful, as we're chit-chatting and you're trying to grab some nuggets so you can stand tomorrow and say, I want to make sure tomorrow I'm really going to be a successful person. I want to see myself as a successful person. What does it look like? What does it mean? What do I have to do to become a successful person? I'm so glad you asked me. The first thing I will tell you this is that you have to be passionate about what you do. You've got to be passionate about what you do, because if you have to support yourself, and I think this is what Katharine Hepburn said, if you have to support yourself, she said, you had bloody well better find some way that's going to be interesting. Be passionate about what you do. Love what you do. And if you don't love it, then why do it? Many of you all know that I have many years as an educator. I love teaching. I remember when I broke my foot, I was teaching at Howard University. I was teaching at my church, and many of my students can tell you this. They're at Howard University. I had a cast on my foot, a boot on my foot, one of those things that I had to bend one knee up on and still ride, but I got to class because I was passionate about doing what I do. I went to I taught my classes at church. I would go in there with crutches, and they would give me a bench, and I would prop my feet up because I loved doing what I do. And I'm not saying that everybody has to take out passion to that extreme, but be passionate about what you do. Love what you do. Why have the kind of life where you're doing things that you really don't enjoy doing, that you really don't love doing, that you really have no passion about doing it? That's the takeaway here. Love what you do. And then how else would I suggest that you become successful? Work hard. It's not going to fall out of the sky. You've got to put in some sweat equity. Blood, sweat, and tears. You've got to work hard. Yes, you might even get tired from it, but you don't necessarily have to get tired of it. Learn how to work hard. Don't fool yourselves. And I don't want to operate under the disillusion that being successful comes without working hard. You've got to work hard. I grew up in the South. I watched people work on farms. Families of farmers. They loved what they did. Yes, they did, but they worked hard. It was actually at the end of the school years, sometimes you would see people getting out of school. So my classmates whose families worked on farms, they would let them out of school early so that they could work on the farms. They worked hard. We were in the seafood area. I grew up on the coast of North Carolina, and people who worked out on shrimp boats and crab boats and fish boats and all of that kind of stuff, they worked hard. They loved it, but they worked hard. Success does not come without working hard. And I think that's one of the things that we have failed to teach the next generation. They are so caught up in this get rich quick scheme. How many of us got rich quick? Both of my hands are going down. My feet should go down. My head should go down. Everything should go down because I didn't get rich quick. I don't know that I've gotten rich yet. If the truth be told, God has blessed me and I'm doing well, but it still comes with hard work. It comes with hard work. So that's one of the things I want to remind us, that we have got to work hard. And then another thing, be the best at what you do. Be good at what you do. Be the best at what you do. And being the best means being the best at your own scale. Not comparing yourself to anybody else, because a lot of times we're in a race and we feel like I'm in a race with everybody else, but you're not in a race with anybody else except you. You are your biggest and best competitors. Why? Because if you come in first place, then you can stand there and wait for you to come. If you come in last place and somebody's already there, you're already there waiting for you to get to the finish line. Be your own best competitor, but be good at what you do. And I mean, be good at what you do, because greatness is not just a function of circumstances. It turns out largely because people have practiced and practiced and practiced, and they have put in blood, sweat, and tears to become the best of what they can do. And the best means being able to operate effectively with what you have at the moment. Today, I may have a lot of things at my disposal. Tomorrow, maybe not. But being the best is using to the optimal experience, what you have at the moment. That's your being best. And then the next thing I want to suggest is that you stay focused. Have a clear vision about what you want. Have a vision about what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, what you want to obtain. Have a vision. You've got to have a vision. There's a scripture that says, without a vision, people perish. And that is true in our individual and personal lives. You've got to have a vision. Without a vision, you all, please understand that you can sink into your own demise. A vision is this constant reminder of where you are and where you're going, what you want to have, what you want to do, what you want to build. A vision reminds me that I'm pursuing something worth having. I'm building something that's worth obtaining. I'm running a race worth winning. That's what vision is. And you've got to stay focused. And of course, there's another scripture that I pull out from time to time that says, write the vision. Sometimes you just got to write it on a Post-it. Write it, put it on the refrigerator, keep it in front of you. If you got to put it in your wallet, on your purse, in your pocket, in your vehicle, write it down. And you say, this is what I'm working towards. This is why I'm working hard. This is what I'm going to be the best at. This is what I'm going to have a passion for. Write it. Keep a vision. Stay focused. And then here's another tip for you all. Push yourself to the limits. Don't just constrain yourself to think inside the box. I said in one of my books, I don't know which one it is, go to Amazon and look for them. But in one of my books, I said, don't put yourself in a box because you'll be in one long enough and you're not getting out. Listen, don't constrain yourself to staying inside of a box. Don't allow fear to get in the way, because today, more than any other time, during this time, during this day and age, people expect more than ordinary. People are looking for more than just ordinary. They've seen ordinary enough. So have you. So push yourself to the limit. Be strong, be bold, be daring. Dare to do something different. Push yourself to the limits. So as far as you have gone, say to yourself, I can go farther than that. I can do more. I can jump higher. All right? That's what you want to do. And then success also comes with having this mentality of serving. I think I lost everybody then. I really have to serve. Yeah, there's a certain amount of humility that life offers us. And when we handle that right, when we are good stewards over that, we learn that if we're building a product, if we're offering a service, people will respect what we give and what we do. So learn how to serve, because if you're going to be successful, you're going to be successful at building a product that you want people to buy, or establishing a service that you want people to support. So get the whole mentality in your mind, one of humility that says, I've got to offer something to whom? People. Customer service excellence is one thing. It is another lost art that we don't necessarily teach to the next generation. But we have to learn. We've got to learn how to serve. I think it was Bill Gates who said, your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning. What does that mean? It means that when you put something out there and people who are unhappy with it, you learn the lessons. This will make me a better customer service individual. Because we don't always get it right the first time. Learn to have that mentality that says, all right, I'm going to walk in humility, and I'm going to also walk in excellent customer service. You'll be successful. We're talking about how to become successful. Serve people. When I was growing up, I was in this organization. I think it was Beta Club. It was the Honor Society. Some schools it's called the National Honor Society. In my high school, the Honor Society was called the Beta Club, and our motto was lead by serving others. You want to stay out front. You want to stay in a place of being exalted. Lead by serving others. And I've never forgotten that motto. And God knows that was 40 years ago, or more than 40 years ago. Serve. It'll make you successful. And then you all, here's something that I think sometimes life teaches us, that we can't be creative. Yes, you can. You really, really can. Come up with creative ideas. Learn to come up with some kind of creative idea that says, I'm going to leave my mark on the world. Doesn't matter how long I'm going to be here. I'm going to be the best I can. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to do all this kind of stuff, but I'm going to leave my mark. Because in addition to service, there's something about ingenuity. There's something about authenticity. There's something about people who are forward thinking. There's something about people who just march to the beat of their own drum. Something about people who aspire to be more than they currently are. Create ideas. Come up with creative ways of making sure that you leave your mark. Since I'm quoting everybody, let me just go ahead and quote Steve Jobs. He was the one who says, I want to put a ding in the universe. Of course, we all do. I want to be known for something when I leave. You all chat with me for just a moment. What do you want to be known for when you're no longer here? What is your mark? What do you want to leave? What do you want people to say about you? What do you want people to admire about you? How do you want people to remember you? How do you want people to respect you? How do you want people to cause your legacy to continue to live? What kind of mark do you want to leave on this universe? And I challenge us all to come up with something. You know, sometimes I sit and I have these conversations, and it is not until I'm in the middle of the conversation that I realize what my offering is for the evening. I offer us the power this evening to envision leaving a real mark. Sometimes we can't think about it. We can't conceive it. It is beyond our thinking. But I offer us the power, the opportunity to think about what we want to leave. Because we were brought here for a reason. I've often said it, and I'll say it again. The Creator did not take the time to bring us to this thing that is called humanity for us not to leave a mark. We were brought here to make a difference. It doesn't matter whether you are a triplet or quadruplet or a member of one who's 5 or 6 birth. It does not matter. You are an individual who was brought to this thing that is called creation, this thing that's called humanity, to make a difference. Make the difference while you're here, so that when you leave this earth, you leave this world better because you were here. That's a part of being successful. We don't like to talk about that. But leaving a legacy, I want to leave a legacy. I want people to speak well of me when I'm gone. God, I don't want to go anytime soon, but I want them to speak well of me when I'm gone and say he made a difference. So you all take that on as your mantra. Continue to innovate, especially in current market spaces like we have nowadays. Push the envelope. And then here's something else, you all, because y'all trying to take up my time. I only got 1,800 seconds to be with y'all tonight. Make sure you are persistent. Be persistent. Keep going and going and going and going. Dr. Maya Angelou said you might encounter many defeats. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. You will encounter defeats, but you must not be defeated. I was having a conversation with my brother, my oldest brother, early today, and he was reminding me of this passage about people who sometimes they this was a scriptural reference, people who would go and they look at the land, they would see things that they wanted, and they came back and their report was, when we look at them, they look like giants and we look like grasshoppers. Be persistent. You have to see yourself as more than you currently are. Don't let life intimidate you. Don't let other people intimidate you. Don't let other people's experiences intimidate you. Don't see them as giants and me as a grasshopper. I see myself as a giant, just like I see them. If anybody's going to be grasshoppers, we all going to be grasshoppers. If anybody's going to be a giant, then we all going to be giants. Don't let life intimidate you. Learn how to wear well the shoes that you use to travel. Put them on, march, keep on going, be persistent. The rest of Dr. Angelou's quote says, in fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so that you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it. Be persistent. Just learn how to be persistent. And I know I may not have spent the whole 1800 seconds, but I want you to understand you can be successful. You can be successful, know what you want to be successful at. And as soon as you come up with one thing that you want to be successful at, write down 2 or 3 more. Aim for the stars. Aim for the stars. Set your affections on things above. Aim high. All right? Listen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm not going to waste your time or mine. But I want to say thank you for allowing me to spend this time with you. Do me a favor, if you would, you all. Let's keep building community. Let's maintain connectivity. Keep your heads up. Keep your hopes up. Stay safe. Stay sane. Don't let anybody run you crazy. And for goodness sake, don't you run anybody else crazy. And tell people, come on, let's talk to Cutler. Have a great evening. Until next time we talk, I'll see you later.